This podcast is powered by monkeyknifefight.com.
Eureka.
Woo! We make plays every day.
We got full representation on this one.
Plays every day.
Northern Cali on this
Plays every day.
one.
Make plays every day.
We got the gang on this one.
Make plays every day.
Bang bang.
We make plays every day. We make plays every day. We make plays every day.
Hey, welcome to the Real Fantasy Playmakers. I am your host, Bogart Scott-Free, and today we got some real ism spitters. You know what I'm saying? We got two of the greatest in the game. You know what I'm saying? Underrated, man, underappreciated. You know what I'm saying? Never duplicated. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And they speaking that real ism, like I said, they ain't faking. They with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Representing Heart2Start podcast is Guccini JD and Heart2Start Kev. What's happening?
What's happening? What's going on with you, bruh?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? Out here in a beautiful Northern Cali. You know what I mean? About to light this wood up. You know what I mean? And
you already know. Put it in a wood, make it good, man.
you ain't lying. If it ain't a backwood, it ain't all that good. You know what I'm saying?
I'm on some of this XO Hennessy right now, taking a couple of shots while coming to. This like a players convention right now. When players meet, it's always a treat. You know?
XO Hennessy, give me money. You know what I'm
Say that there.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yes,
you never
sir.
know, right? Hey, we ain't just drinking a joint. Actually, I'm about to fuck with some of this Tito's and some of this Bud Light. Tito's, give me money. You know
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So check us out, Playmakers. This is what we finna do. We're gonna definitely get the origin story of Heart2Start because I'm actually interested in that as well. You know what I mean? So get the Playmakers a little more familiar with y'all, and then we're gonna do a little segment I like to call Player versus Player. You know what I'm saying? And I got a list of a combination of players. You know what I mean? And we're gonna go ahead and see who y'all fucking with in these combinations, and also then we'll close out with a little bit of just overall rookie talk, like how maybe we should approach this year. But before we do all that, we're gonna go ahead, handle some quick housekeeping. Follow me at the GMM Network on IG and Twitter. Go ahead and follow me at Bogart Scott Free World, also on IG. And you definitely want to hit that subscribe to the GMM Network. You know what I'm saying? Also, shout out to the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. I'm a part of the gang. You know what I'm saying? Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. Check us out also on rumboys.com for all the latest and greatest articles. We covering everything. You know what I'm saying? Sports is in full effect. Shout out to all our writers. You know what I mean? Also, if you want to get some merch, that's where you're going to find it. Go ahead and click that pirate ship, and it's going to lead you to all our apparel. You know what I mean? Also want to shout out our sponsor, Milk and Honey TX, for all your CBD wellness and all your CBD goodness. Go ahead and visit www.milkandhoneytx.com. And like you heard in the beginning of this joint, this podcast is powered by monkeyknifefight.com. Go ahead, head on over to monkeyknifefight.com. Use promo code GMM, and we'll match your first deposit all the way up to $50. We got baseball in full effect. You know what I'm saying? For those of y'all that give a fuck about that, you know what I mean? But we also got basketballs around the corner, like literally, like in 24 hours. We got basketballs back in the bubble. You know what I'm saying? And we got football around the corner. We in training camp. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? All kind of protocols with this COVID shit that they doing. So even if it's looking like the replacements, we still gonna have football. You know what I mean? But like I said, you want to get in on this daily fantasy sports action. You want to get in on this prop action. Go on monkeyknifefight.com. Use promo code GMM. We'll match your first deposit all the way up to $50. And drop that 50 so you can get hundo. Don't put $10 and get 20 because it's only the first time. Drop that 50. We'll match that joint. Promo code GMMA. So, hey, fellas, the Heart2Start gang. Let them know where they can find you guys and where they can find the podcast.
I'm at Heart2Start Kev on Instagram, followed by the podcast, the Heart2Start Fantasy Football Podcast. Where you at, JD?
I'm at Guccini JD on
Instagram, and then like Cuzzo said right there on the Heart2Start Fantasy Football Podcast on Instagram, man.
Yeah, and Playmakers, be sure to follow them on IG and subscribe to their joint on YouTube. The shit is dope as fuck. Like it's real. It really simulates. You know what I'm saying? Like what the conversations sound like when you talking to motherfuckers that know what they talking about. And you know what I'm saying? Like this ain't on no hack shit. You know what I'm saying? It's real. They real ism spitters. You know what I mean? And
raw and uncut. That's it.
You feel me? And for all the Playmakers, it's definitely all the links are gonna be in the description of this video. So let's get right to it, fellas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Playmakers, we're gonna get you guys a little more familiar with y'all. So I just kind of wanted y'all to let them know where y'all from. You know what I mean? A little bit about yourself and basically like the origin story of Heart2Start. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we out there Sacramento. You know, we blood cousins. And,
yep.
You know,
Sacktown, stand up.
Sacktown, you know, this my big cousin right here where I got my flyness from. You know, I give him that. You know what I mean?
Hey.
We enemies in fantasy, though. We are enemies. Don't get that mistaken.
We won't get it twisted.
But you know how those, you know, the Heart2Start started like 13 years ago, man. We got a league that's been going on. We do live drafts, and it's family, friends, and we just troll each other, man. And, you know, when you play somebody, the game starts Monday night when the last week is over. So what we do is get in your opponent's head. You might got a player on the bench that's performing better than somebody you invested a high draft pick in. So you going to get on him. Who you playing this week, bro? You going to play him? You going to play... Bro, you got the Heart2Start, bro, or what? If you ain't got the Heart2Start, don't play him. Hey, and best believe, if you make that wrong decision, you gonna hear about it.
And we on
tough. I love that. So that's the origin of the Heart2Start. Like it was a figure of speech first.
That's it.
I love it. And now it's a way of life.
Now it's a way of life.
I love that, man. You feel me? Man, I got real quick. I don't mean to cut you all up, but I got this real quick story. We got a coveted league as well, like our home league. You know, that's always the coveted joint. It's called Nice Guys Finish Last, and we use the NFL logo. So it's Nice Guys is hyphenated. So Nice Guys Finish Last. But our monarchy is Nice Guys Finish Last. Champions finish on their face. You know what I'm saying?
I see you.
And we do the same thing, man. It's all out war. Motherfuckers is trolling each other. Motherfuckers is bribing each other and shit. You know what I mean?
Hey, what's the only thing off limits, JD? The wives and kids. Wives and kids. Everything else is fair game.
Hey, listen, like I'm one of my homies, he loves chalupas, and if I pull up to the studio with a bag full of chalupas, he knows I'm trying to talk a trade. I'm like, hey, bro, I got you some chalupas right here, bro. You know you like them chalupas, man.
Same thing with my little brother. I pulled up. I had to play him, and I'm like, man, I got to treat him nice all week. I took him some food to work. Bro, you want some food? He worked a night shift. He like, man, you must want something. I'm like, man, I want that good karma. The karma.
Oh, I believe it. Hey, the fantasy gods know. The fantasy gods are real, bro. That's a real thing. Okay, so
hey, look, I'm gonna give you one more quick story. It's real quick.
Yeah, no, bust
the biggest Heart2Start I ever had. I was desperate. I was down about 24 points or something. I put Jonnu Smith in. The only time I played him 2 years ago, he caught a catch. I remember that. To the house and I won, bro. Heart2Start, man.
Brody, hey, bro, you had the Heart2Start him, bro. Hey, I fuck with Jonnu Smith this year too.
He's a sleeper. He one of my sleepers, huh?
Yeah.
He one of mine.
And you know, I mean, shout out to Delaney Walker, but you know, you had a hell of a career, but step aside finally. Finally, he's stepping aside because I've been on Jonnu. Like Jonnu, to me, I always comped him to Jordan Reed as far as skill set. You know what I mean? He was like a bigger Jordan Reed, more athletic, bigger. You know what I mean? And like I seen him flash, and now it's like now Delaney up out the way, so
I like that.
Yeah, and he comes out of value. You feel me? Okay, so I got another question before we get on to the meat and potatoes of the show. So like you know, so now that I was gonna ask what's the origin of the name, but you know you pretty much covered that. So walk me through what that conversation was like when you guys was like, all right, I mean, because I know you guys have a third member, but like I know it's you two are the brains of the operation. You know what I mean? And like,
I wouldn't say that. He just, hey, it's summertime, man. People pessimistic about the NFL coming back, but we ready to go, man.
yeah, you feel me? Hey, listen. Hey, we ain't scared. Fuck the COVID. You know what I mean?
Fuck the COVID.
But so now tell me what was that conversation like when you guys decided like, all right, we're gonna start doing this pod though? You know what I mean?
I mean, what you think, JD? I could give a simple answer and say we was like, man, let's make a podcast. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Really though?
the more, that's really kind of. But on the more real, it was kind of like you said, bro. We live this, bro. It's just a culture, and everywhere you go, you meet different people, and you could 9 times out of 10, fantasy is going to be a common thing if you're talking about it during the season. And we just wanted to give it to people how we do it every day. Sitting back, talking shit, swallowing spit. That's it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hey, I will say this though. I can imagine if all the cameras is off and the microphones is off, those conversations on the podcast, it's the same exact thing. You know what I mean?
Same shit, bro.
Yeah, so
Real talk.
Because I think that's why I gravitated to y'all content, because I directly identified, like, you know what I mean? It reminded me of me and my boys, like, just talking a gang of shit. You know what I mean? Like, and like, but really, motherfuckers is arguing because we all know our shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you could tell when someone don't speak the language where you're just like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Those are always the weak links. We gonna attack them the hardest.
We had a few, revolving doors in the league, in and out with one of them type play. You know what I mean?
And that's
handle the pressure.
I ain't gonna lie. And that's why I extended the invite to our league that you guys are in too, because it's an invitational. So I figured like, I got to invite these dudes because they're gonna bring that fire. You know what I mean? Like,
we so appreciate that invite too, though.
Yeah, man. I only want hitters too. You know what I mean? And like, you could tell somebody's a hitter by when they talking some real shit. You know what I mean? That I can identify with. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, they ain't no regular degglers. Because there is a shitload of them out here that, like, they, July comes around, then they start getting on their game. And it's like, no, I know you guys is year round. You know what I mean? You guys, I know if one of you guys win, I can only be mad at myself because I brought these motherfuckers in. You know what I mean? And you feel me? And like, but see, that's what I want though. I want blood, guts, and glory. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you already know. I watched your last episode, and your boy who you had on there as a guest, I just followed him, Sweetness. I seen what he said about your league, so I instantly got on the message.
Oh,
board,
yeah.
Like, I accept that, Sweetness. I heard you say, watch out. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Right here,
Yes, it begins. Hey, you know what's funny is we got this Texas boy. He actually just backed out today. So, but I got a replacement already. So we're gonna add him in tomorrow in the thread. You know what I mean? But yeah, because I only wanted analysts that are active. And because we're gonna make this like a thing where weekly we could pump some content. We got the homie the plug is in that joint. You know what I mean? We got all the Bears, Brews and the Bros. That's where the Sweetness is from. You know what I mean? They all hate each other too, which I love. Like, it ain't like they're like, all right, let's take this league down. No, they trying to kill each other. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah, that's what we need. You know what I mean? And
that's what we want. Facts.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And like, did you guys take a look at the settings?
No, I haven't, big bro.
So it's a super flex league, no kickers. The only thing that's real different from any other league is that we made it a point for every 20 passing yards. So now if your quarterback throws 300, that's 15 points instead of the regular 12. You know what I mean? So it actually adds more value to the QB position because it is a super flex. And if we're gonna be reaching early for QBs, make it worth it. You know what I mean? Like, I want motherfuckers to really have to decide between a Derrick Henry and a we
actually have it like that too in our league.
Oh, word! See, look at that. Great minds think alike.
Quarterback is definitely value, and we do bonus points for passes over like 40 yards and stuff like that. So, high scoring points for sure.
Okay, so check this out, fellas. We're gonna get into this segment I like to call player versus player, and I'm gonna give you guys the combination. We'll go around the horn each, picking who and why. We'll have a little bit of debates each time, and but when you choose your player, like so, for example, the first joint is, and we're gonna go ahead with Aaron Jones, versus Miles Sanders, right? And then when you, instead of just saying, you're going to be like, so say you like Aaron Jones, you'd be like, Aaron Jones, give me money. And then tell me why. You know what I mean?
Okay, for sure.
Okay, so yeah, so let's go ahead with Aaron Jones versus Miles Sanders.
Oh, I'll start off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hell yeah, give me Miles Sanders right off the rip.
Miles Sanders, give me money?
Give me money.
Okay.
Give me money right off the rip. I'm going to go Miles Sanders based on that he's the lead dog over there. Aaron Jones got too many ifs, ands, and buts.
That's true.
Over there.
This is
you
accurate.
got A.J. Dillon, and you still got Jamal Williams, and the 16 TDs, 17 TDs, whatever he had.
Oh, that's going to regress.
That's not finna happen. That's right off the rip. I don't think that's going to happen. And for where he's going at in the mid-second round, early second round, I don't, that's too high of a price for me.
He's going like, currently he's going like 2-6 in a 12-team redraft. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Facts. Yeah, that's too rich for my blood, big bro. Now, if he could slide down to the third or something like that, I wouldn't mind taking him. But my point for Miles Sanders is, without a doubt, only person they still got there is Boston Scott.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, in the second round that you didn't invested in Miles Sanders, and what he brought to you in the end of the season, it shows to me that he's ready to go. But the only thing is that they were so hurt at the wide receiver position at the end of the year.
Yeah, he soaked up a lot of targets
that he was getting. Yeah, it's that might drop a little bit.
But you know what though? We still might be in that same world because Alshon Jeffrey is he might start off on the pup. You know what I mean? You got Rager, who's a rookie. You know what I mean? And Doug Peterson is old school minded. He might not just give him a full complement of snaps. You got Marquise Goodwin, or shout out to him, but he opted out. So you know what I mean? Like, yeah, bro. Like,
yeah, without a doubt.
And they did run the highest percentage of 12-team personnel. So and Goddard and Ertz, they could not only are they pass catchers, they could block as well. So even if they continue to run that high percentage of 12 personnel, that's only gonna help in the run game. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. And that's what I like with Miles Sanders too. He did show that he can run the ball, but my thing is if we play PPR. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to the PPR leagues.
Yeah. This is exclusively a PPR podcast. I don't fool around. First of all, Playmakers, if you out there playing that standito, you gotta reconsider your fantasy life. You know what I mean?
And without a doubt, and that's where Miles Sanders' value could elevate him, you know what I mean, to being a top 5 back in fantasy football with the receptions and what he brings to the table. So I'm going to go ahead and let there go my stance.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm going to say this. I hate to say it, man, because I don't like to share too much, but I got to for the viewers, man. I had Aaron Jones last year. I love him, but just like y'all said,
he's part of the fraternity. He's part of the fraternity.
Hey, he's part of the fraternity. But look, Miles Sanders, give me money, man. The opportunity is there, man. I hate that he's getting the hype that he's getting, because to me, he could easily be this year's Dalvin Cook. You know what I mean? Everybody was skeptical off Dalvin coming off the injury. Miles Sanders ain't coming off no injury. We know the workload gonna be there. It's in a prime position, and he's an overall good player. They was on him from the jump last year.
They sure
just eased him in there. They just eased him in. Because anybody who had him in leagues I was in, they held on to him, and it paid off for him.
They did.
It sure did. And I was one of those crazy motherfuckers. Yeah, Miles Sanders, give me money. You know what I mean? I'll make this take a little quick because these two gentlemen, Playmakers, already covered a lot of the points that are valid. And I will add, them losing Brandon Brooks, you know what I mean? They're still bringing back Lane Johnson, so that part of the line will be shored up. You know what I mean? And it doesn't worry me as much losing a Brandon Brooks, in the run game, because Miles Sanders is dope. Like he's twitchy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's like there's a reason why he was behind Saquon Barkley.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not saying he's Saquon physically, but I mean the skill sets, they're very identical to me, and it's no coincidence that he ended up in the same division. You know what I mean? So we'll go on to the next one. We're gonna go ahead on with Austin Powers Eckler versus Drizzy Drake. You know what I'm saying?
The one arm pull up, man.
Yeah, I seen that. Hey, that almost made his ADP go up like one spot.
This a hard one. What y'all think? You go ahead, host. Let us know what you think.
You know
Give
what?
us yours right quick.
This is where I'm at on this one. Austin. I'm gonna go with Drake. But this is why though, because Drake. I mean, he averaged 20 carries a game. I don't think it's gonna be 20 carries a game, to be honest. But the passing work and the amount of like 6-man boxes he's gonna see, because you got Kirk and you got Nuke Skywalker, right? Then you got the Fitz, and then you got the rushing ability of Kyler Murray. You're gonna have to keep a spy. What are you gonna do? You're gonna double Nuke Skywalker. You're gonna keep a spy on Kyler Ren. You know what I mean? My bad. That's what I call him. I call him. I'm actually calling them the New Empire because I'm. You know what I'm saying? Nuke Skywalker and Kyler Ren.
Yeah, that's right. I see you.
But like you're gonna need to keep a spy on him. So that either way, whatever you do, it's gonna open up lanes for Drake. And I'm more worried about Austin Powers. Like you know what I'm saying? Even though they use him in every facet, Tyrod Taylor, he's T-Mobile for a reason. Instead of being like, I mean, I've said this joke a million times on the podcast, but there's a reason Phillip Rivers has 8 kids because he has one of the quickest releases. You know what I mean? And like, you know what I'm saying? When when that pressure's coming through that line's still going to be the same, and Tyrod's probably going to take off more than anything. Then you couple that with the fact if Justin Herbert gets in there, Justin Herbert's a great field stretcher. He's not good in the shorter A-dot game. You know what I mean? Like, I could take you back to college or even his combine tape where like he was just throwing it into the turf. You know what I mean? Like anytime it was a shorter A-dot, and that's where that's where all of them live, man. Keenan Allen, Austin Powers, goddamn Hunter Henry. You know what I mean?
Mike Williams.
Well, Mike Williams is gonna be that. Mike Williams legit averaged like 22 yards a target. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like maybe he'll even benefit when it's Justin Herbert, but either way, I'm not gonna fool around with that shit. Especially paying like a early second round, and some people have been taking him in the back of the first or taking him 12th overall. I would go with Drake just because I think he's going to be on a higher flying offense. You know what I mean? Drake, give me money, and then I'll grab like Drake. I'll grab Chase Edmonds later too.
Look, I'm gonna say this. It's Drake, give me money too. I'm not convinced with the Austin Eckler. Like you said, the whole offense changes without Phillip Rivers. Even if they do want to run a shadow of what they do, it's still not going to be the same. I mean, the lead back, they did draft the rookie. Kelly looks nice. He might be that person. I don't believe in Justin Jackson.
And Anthony Lynn. Anthony Lynn loves his running backs.
Asking Eckler to just be a 3-down workhorse. Like, he was cool for fantasy last year because everybody who got him late, and they were just riding that Melvin Gordon holdout. But like you said, drafting him at the end of the first, I'm not convinced. Drake, man, hey, listen, I said Miles Sanders might be this year's Dalvin. I say Drake could be the year that Gurley took off.
Ooh, I like that. Like that. Yeah, I think people listen, Austin Powers is one of those guys I don't mind being incorrect about. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't mind being incorrect. Like, if he blows up, cool. I'm probably not going to have none of them, though. You know what I mean?
Well, I got to go with Austin Eckler. Give me money.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, tell me why.
I got, them 90 receptions. 93. I know you, 93 receptions.
Yeah, he almost had a thou out through the air.
900 and some yards.
Yeah, almost a thou out.
So, look, the cold thing is, right, we, at the end of the segment, or at the end of the show, we're going to talk about familiarity about rookies and whatnot.
Yeah.
But this is my point. With even, you can say it with the second season of with Cliff Kingsbury and Drake being over there, they invested in, they brought him in there. But Austin Eckler is going to be the focal point of that offense.
It sure is, though. I'll give you that, because he is basically an OW. He's an offensive weapon. Like, they're not just they're gonna move him around.
Shout out to Huge Check.
Yeah. Or as I like to call him, the big bag, the huge check. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. But and my cold thing is, like, if he can even come anywhere close to that 90 receptions, which is kind of like, even 80 to 70 receptions, I think they gonna give him the ball to be able to run the ball more. Even though y'all say they brought in Kelly, and I can't even think of the other guy that was there last year.
Justin Jackson.
Justin Jackson, without a doubt. I think Eckler, bruh, he's that focal point of that offense. He's gonna get that ball, even with Tyrod being mobile. And I think how you broke down how Herbert's inaccuracies was and whatnot. He's gonna sit the year. Only way that they play is he plays if they're, maybe 6-7 games out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And still, for some reason, I just got a hunch about
You got a point.
But sometimes you gotta go with that good old gut feeling. You know what I mean?
He's safe. But I say chances make champions, man. Give me Drake, man. Let me get the money.
Hey, but the cold thing is, see, a lot of other people is on that Drake train. I think Drake is gonna go top 5.
Ooh.
I think Drake better go top 5, bro.
I think it's kind of, to me, that's dumb. So, like, I may have a player ranked high, but that don't mean I'm gonna get him high. You feel me?
No, I hear you.
This is accurate. This is accurate.
It's the value. Where am I gonna get the value at? I'm a value guy for sure.
Yeah, and like, you know what I'm saying, Drake is like the middle of the second round. You know what I mean? For an offense that I mean, if you think about it, they ran about he had like 540 pass attempts, as a rookie, Kyler Ren. You know what I mean? And
right.
I think he's gonna have like a floor of like 600 pass attempts, and like I mean Drake is he's gonna get a ton of targets, but I do worry about
opportunity is king over there.
Yeah, and
he's
think
gonna have it.
8 touchdowns.
Yeah, and
643
in a small sample size.
Yeah, and
sample size. I don't know, and then what he did in Miami. I mean, even though Miami's not compared to what they doing in Arizona. I mean, he just paying that high of a price for him and not seeing him do it over the whole, whole season.
Because he's never done it. He's never done it over a whole season.
So
I will preface this by saying too, if you get Dreezy, you go ahead and you go ahead. If you get Drizzy, you go ahead and get you some Chase Edmonds later on, because he's a very cheap handcuff.
Without a doubt.
And he flashed a ton last year too in that system. So
hey, if you don't get him, like I say, you bound to Drizzy down, man. You better get him.
My stance is, I think that the Drake is just going too high for me. I would rather have Austin Eckler at the end of the first round, beginning of the second round, where I think Drake in most leagues, redraft leagues, he gonna go high. One quarterback league, he's gonna go high.
Yeah, no, this is accurate. Because of especially people like with recency bias, people that had him last year and maybe even picked him up off the waiver or held on to him. They loved what he did for them in the stretch when it counted in the playoffs.
Hell yeah.
Those are the type of guys that they'd be like, the type of managers, they'd be like, yo, Drake, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, I call that fantasy crush.
Yeah. I like that. I like it. We getting all kind of new terminology here that, you know what I'm saying? I love it.
Yes, that is, and we let them know at the beginning of the show, bro.
Hey, these are some ism spitters. This is accurate.
Thanks.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Leonard Foreskin and versus Melvin Gordon. You know what I mean?
Leonard. We call him Leonard in our league.
Leonard, yeah. Yeah, so I mean this one's kind of tough for me on this one. But go ahead, Guccini, JD, set this one off.
Hey, I'm high on Melvin Gordon. Give me money, bro.
Yes, I love that.
Give me money. Pat Shurmur. Where was Shurmur at last year?
Hey, he was with Saquon.
Come on, man. Then and he has a history of feeding that ball.
Hey, he was even there with Dalvin Cook that first year too.
That's what I'm finna say. Hey, you already know, big bro.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the cold thing. They paid him to come. They gave him the money, bro. We want you there.
Right.
We finna feed you the ball, big bro. That's the thing. And the cold thing is that with Kansas City investing in everybody that they main key pieces is, and you seen the way that Denver drafted is all offense.
Yeah.
I think
and we know Vic Fangio brings. Us as Niners.
Niner fans.
Yes, we know. Right? And if they could run, I mean, if they can control time of possession and play defense, who's going to benefit is going to be Melvin Gordon.
And Melvin Gordon, what he bring out the backfield as well. We seen what he and my cousin can contest of how Melvin Gordon balled, because I think you had him the year that he balled out.
I did. That's
everything.
that year.
Yeah,
I had him last year.
I had a ton of him, 17 and 18. And you know what I call Melvin Gordon? I call him, during those years, I called him Todd Gurley light. You know what I mean? Because
you damn right, coming out that backfield. You damn right.
And that line should be improved.
A little bit better, without a doubt.
Yeah. And then with a ton of those weapons, bruh, with a ton of those weapons, and you know what I'm saying, whether it's a Noah Fant and then Albert O, who they drafted, you know what I'm saying? So they're gonna run 12 personnel, which I kind of touched on earlier. You know what I'm saying? If those tight ends is out there, they're also, if they're not catching the ball, they're also part of that offensive line.
Scheme. You damn right.
Right? And then you got, man, Jerry Jeudy, who's arguably the best route runner. You know what I'm saying? You got Cortland Sutton, who broke out already. You know what I mean? And then it really depends on Drew Lock. And really, all they're asking Drew Lock is to be a game manager. But I mean, shit, bro. Like, yeah. I mean, I guess you guys already know where I'm going on that one. Melvin Gordon giving me money.
And my only thing was on Fournette is just that the touch, even though he had a lot of receptions last year, I think he had might about 50, 60. I don't know the numbers right off top.
He had 70. He caught 70 balls.
Oh, okay. My bad for selling him short. My bad for selling him short.
Don't get on my player, right? Because, look, I'm going with Fournette getting money, man.
Okay, Kev. He got the heart. He got the heart to start Leonard. Leonard.
Hold on. Let me tell you something, man. Let Kev
go ahead, Kev. Go ahead. The floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Let me give you something about Gordon, right? So, look, Gordon, product of that system. Listen, I'll never forget Gordon first year, he was trash. Shout out to MJD. He was in our league last year, so we communicate enough, and I'll never forget what he said.
Yeah, shout out to Maurice Jones-Drew.
This is Maurice Jones-Drew, running back, NFL running back, 1,000-yard back. He said, Gordon don't know how to read them holes.
Hey, he kind of don't, though.
Have you seen him run? He runs straight into the hole, and he either running into the wall and stopping. Hey, look, the boy is a product of the system. And don't take away Philip Lindsay, man. I got ties to Philip Lindsay. I love me some Philip Lindsay.
He's part of the fraternity.
He not just for sure because I had him, but also because I like how he run. I like how he play. He don't get no respect. He the underdog. So I can see that team being a little bit better, but also they paid that boy, and we're going to jump into that money with Leonard Fournette need that contract, man. Show me the money, man. I like the motivation by money. He might not even be there. He has missed games, but he played 15 games almost last year. 15 games. The workload was there. We talking about workload and no competition. The workload is there. He had 265 attempts last year, 1,152 yards. Now, like you said, the TDs wasn't there. 3 TDs. 3 TDs, that's terrible. If he only got 1,000 yards and you up his TDs to closer to 10, 7, 8, 9, plus you said he had 76 catches, and he want that contract, man, Fournette, give me the money, and I hope you get yours too. That's what I'm rocking. I'm staying away from Melvin Gordon this year.
Hey, you know what's crazy too is I like that I paired these two guys together because they both are dudes that got like injury history too. Like I think they only both. Like, obviously, Melvin Gordon held out last year, so he didn't play 16. But Melvin's never played 16. You know what I'm saying? I think he might have played full 16 his rookie year, but, like, that was the trash year. You know what I mean? And
he get hurt at the worst time when it counted at the end.
But you know what, though, too, is I mean, like you said, it was a scheme thing. I mean, he had Anthony Lynn, who and anywhere Anthony Lynn has been, he produces a top 5 running back in fantasy. You know what I mean? We can go back to like Shady McCoy in Buffalo. We can go back to goddamn Chris Ivory with the Jets. You know what I mean? Like wherever he's at, he's gonna produce a top 5 rusher. But I mean, I would argue that Melvin Gordon being in this Pat Shurmur system, he might be a system fit there too. I mean, they did pay the man, but you know what though? You're right. Lindsay is there. You know what I mean? Either way,
Lindsay's still on a rookie contract too, though. They ain't paid Lindsay.
Lindsay's a beast. And we talk about Gordon not hitting holes. Lindsay hits them holes.
Hey, Lindsay, you know what's crazy?
I don't think he was doing it last year, though.
And Lindsay, have you seen him in pass protection too? for a little guy, bro, he knows how to leverage in pass protection, bro. It's kind of crazy. And he rocking TD's number. He got the permission. He's a local town hero. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what? I'm still kind of torn on that one, but I'll stick with my guns with Melvin Gordon because they are third rounder guys. You know what I mean? And I will say though, with Leonard Fournette, you know what I mean? I'm hoping that he can get at least 40 receptions because it's the receptions are going to get scaled back with Jay Gruden there. Jay Gruden loves to throw the ball, but he did bring in Chris Thompson, and I mean that's a system.
That's a
guy.
great point right there with the Chris Thompson signing.
But Chris Thompson ain't going to last though. Chris Thompson is not going to last. You know what I mean?
Yeah, without a doubt. And Chris Thompson is is in my fraternity, in the Guccini Max fraternity.
Okay.
Sure.
He got the Letterman. He got the Letterman.
He got the Letterman, man, on everything.
You feel me?
Real talk.
Okay, so this one's another interesting one here. Chris Carson versus Monty Burns. You know what I'm saying? Versus David Montgomery. You know what I mean? Who wants to go ahead, Kev, set this one off.
Man, watch you come with the story,
Hey, I want to hear the story. I'm all ears. Let's go.
I'm going to say this. I'm not going to get on you. I'm going to let you live, Cuzzo. I got this thing. Cuzzo let her reach for his rookie running back. I'm a dude that gets rookie running back. We'll talk later. I'll tell you my rookie strategy later. But anyway, he had David Montgomery third round last year.
So did I. I'm guilty. I'm guilty.
But anyway, hey, look. I'm going to keep it real. This is one that I was torn on. And I'm going to say it's more so on who's behind them. I think Hyde is a sneaky little play. Chris Carson had 278 attempts back-to-back over. Last year he had 1,230 yards before he was hurt.
And they started using him in the passing game, too.
They started 37 catches last year, like you said. But I think that Hyde shows, I mean, he got fucking 1,000 yards in Houston. You know what I mean? Like, Hyde showed that
that was his first thou out, right?
Penny coming on the pup. If we going on opportunity and load, I think I'll take Montgomery this year. I mean, 3.7 yards per carry last year, that's terrible. Show me the money, Montgomery. Bounce back. And I'll say this one more point before y'all go. He wasn't a 3-down back last year. Anytime, it was so fucking stupid. I'm not even an NFL coach and I know this.
Listen,
Anytime Montgomery is on the field, you're running the ball.
Yeah, it became one dimensional. Like,
it's one dimension. Once he can play 3 down, and you know he can.
Hey, because he can run the full route tree.
That boy can run. They was using him wrong.
And he can run the full route tree, bruh. Like Montgomery.
That's what I was finna say.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, Montgomery can come out that backfield just like Tyreek Cohen can. That's why they was running them boys on the field at the same
time.
Without a doubt. So I kind of would go. The money. I would go with Montgomery too, though.
Yeah, okay.
Give me Montgomery for the money. See, the cold thing. I was finna make a point for Chris Carson just based on Seattle's run first off the rip. You talk about 12 personnel. Seattle with them bringing in Greg Olsen, you getting Disley back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They gonna have them on the field. Only thing is Chris Carson can't stay healthy, bro. That's
and he's literally coming off this hip and like, I mean, I know a couple, was it maybe like a month and some change ago when they signed Hyde, he came out and he was like, yes, I know Carson's the guy. We all know this. And like, yes, Penny's gonna start on the pup, but like, Carson, man, like he's another guy. Like he's even worse than Melvin Gordon when it comes to health. You know what I mean? Like, but also
without a doubt.
Because it's also his running style. Like I actually enjoy. I call him the muscle. I call him the muscle mountain. That's what I call him. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing with Chris Carson is it takes a lot of attempts for him to get to that.
That is true.
Home goal. And if he don't score, if Chris Carson don't score in a PPR league, which y'all said he only had 40 receptions last year or
37?
something like that. 37. If he's not scoring in a PPR league, he only giving you 10-point games. And if he going in the third, fourth round, I forgot where his ADP is right now. Give me Montgomery just based on the fact that if Nagy gets to opening up, if
you know what too is Nagy. So if you look at their average, the carries they average, Carson averaged 20 carries a game. You know what I'm saying? Montgomery, by the time they stopped fooling around, he was averaging 18 carries a game. You throw in a couple more receptions. First of all, Montgomery, give me money. That's where I'm going, right? And I will say this. You know why Leonard Fournette caught 70 balls last year? Because John DeFilippo was there. John DeFilippo, and now he's over there. He's over there in Chicago now. He's the OC. You know what I mean? They're gonna use Montgomery in the passing game. Same way they use Fournette because they didn't want to look one-dimensional by bringing in Armstead or whatnot. Like, you know what I mean? They would keep Leonard Fournette on the field, and that's what because like you said, they're gonna have Cohen. Cohen's gonna be out there being used, but Cohen he's an offensive weapon for real. Like, you could put him out wide, you could put him in the slot, and I mean, Nagy, he kind of outcoached himself a lot last season. Like, it would be like 3rd and 1, and he'll put out goddamn Cordell Patterson. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what in the fuck are you doing? But Montgomery, granted, he was a 3rd rounder because of the hype, and like, if he was a 5th rounder last year, I don't think people would be so mad at him because he still had almost 1,100 all-purpose. You know what I mean? 25 receptions. You know what I'm saying? Almost 900 on the ground. Almost 200 through the air. But like, if you can give him 1,000 on the ground and maybe another 15 receptions and maybe another 100 through the air, that's value in the 4th round right now. You know what I mean? And like, you know, he's still young, so I would take youth over Carson and his injury history. Even though as much as I love Carson, bro, and I love him in the Schottenheimer system where they're just going to run like shit. I mean,
that's what it is with Carson. They're going to run like shit.
Yeah, but it is a volume play, and even if it's ugly volume, I still think the creativity with bringing in John DeFilippo for a David Montgomery. I mean, look at what they did with Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette coming out of LSU wasn't a pass catcher. Boom, caught 70 balls. You know what I'm saying? David Montgomery coming out of college was a pass catcher. He was a 3-down guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, so we went all the way around, right, on that one?
That's big.
Okay.
Give me money.
So now this one's a little more interesting because now we're getting a little further down in ADPs, and I know, like, I will say this: I'm always a value hunter, right? But like I figured I'd combine a lot of these guys because these are real decisions that managers could be facing when they're in certain spots in the draft. And so in this case, we're going with some of the top 5 picks of years ago with Todd Gurley versus David Johnson versus Lev Bell.
Let's get it.
This one's gonna be interesting. Who wants to pop this one off? You know what? Should I pop this one off? Fuck it, I'll pop this one off. This one, I'm so torn on this one. Like, because you got TG. You know what I'm saying? If he could stay healthy, he's the joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
With all those weapons, you know, he's gonna see 6-man boxes religiously. You got Lev Bell, who had actually 240-some carries last season. That's kind of nothing to sneeze at. You know what I mean? And he didn't even play a full 16. Then you got DJ, who's in a place where someone like Carlos Hyde, who's at best a top 24 running back, got a thou wow on the ground. And David Johnson. Right? And David Johnson. But granted, there's no more Nuke Skywalker there. Still, they got all kind of speed. Houston's trying to do their best Chiefs impersonation, where they got, you know, Kenny Stills, Will Fuller, goddamn Brandon Cooks. All burners, right? And then you got someone like DJ who can run the full route tree, but looked like he was running through mud last season. I mean, I almost want to go Bell here, but I'm probably gonna take Todd Gurley here. Todd Gurley, give me money. Give
me money. I ain't mad.
I mean, like, I'm probably not gonna have any Todd Gurley. I'm probably not gonna have any of these guys. But if you had a gun to my head, I'd probably go Todd Gurley just because of you got Julio there. You got Coolio. That's what I call Calvin Ridley. You got Julio. You got Coolio. You got Hayden Hurst Helmsley. You know what I'm saying? You got and then. I mean, six-man boxes religiously because of those passing threats. And then, you know, they're going to be able to move the ball. Todd Gurley might not have the most yards on the ground, you know what I'm saying? But he's going to get a lot of touchdown opportunities in that red zone, you know what I mean? Because they're going to be able to move the ball. So I'm probably going to go with Todd Gurley. This one's probably the ugliest combination, to be honest, though, so far. Who rocking next? Yo. Ooh, did I lose y'all?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
No, we still here.
Okay, but
No, you sure?
yeah. Do I got both of y'all still?
Yep.
Okay, because then, you know what? I can only hear one of you guys. I can only hear you, bruh. Guccini.
Oh, okay. Well, mine gonna be David Johnson, bro.
Okay. No, but hold on, Kev. Can you can hear Kev, huh?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay,
You can hear him?
I can't
I'm back
hear.
now.
There he is. Yes. Okay. Yes. See,
Okay.
Sometimes the joint happens like that. It's weird.
Look, let me jump in right quick since you didn't start yet, JD, right? So, look, I'm just going to say this about Lev Bell. Value with him. If you got him, it's going to be in that 4th, 5th round range. And depending on how my team is set up, I'll take him because that's going to give you 12 to 14 points. That's all you're going to get. Otherwise, I hate that fucking coach. I hate him.
Yeah.
David Johnson, like my boy Kev said from Piggy Bank Pigs, they helped Carlos Hyde get 1,000 yards. You say Johnson looked like he was running in the mud? Well, shit, let's see if Houston really got that magic. But, man, I got to go with Todd Gurley, get the money if he play, man. Like you said, bro. Like you said, that offense is fluid, and a lot of their problems have been in the red zone scoring. You bring somebody like Gurley, who you got to respect. You know what I mean? Falcons line always produce top 10 running backs. You know, Gurley, man, give me Gurley. And I say he don't even have to have all the yards. He can still get those high touchdowns because the offense is nasty.
And here's the thing, too. If I had Gurley and I'm worried about his injury history or that arthritic knee, I'll wait till he blows up consecutive weeks and I'll move him.
Trade is, hey, look, I was gonna tell you that too, right? Hey, when I listened to your show earlier, the latest episode, bro, you think like me, bro.
Hey, man, great minds think alike, buddy.
My dad used to say, "Rest his soul, man. Anything is for sale."
Yeah, rest in peace to Pop L.
Hey, for the right price, anything is for sale.
Anything is for sale. That's what that boy used to say, man.
Hey, you know what I mean? Hey, everything, everything has a price, right? You feel me? Except for our time, right? You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Okay. What you got, Guccini? JD?
Okay, so mine is off the rip. David Johnson, give me money, bro.
Ooh, okay, I like it.
Everything.
He had the heart to start.
The heart to start, David Johnson right now. And the cold thing is where David Johnson going, I'm going running back heavy because he gave me shit for this on the other mock draft, talking about I'm biting his style on this one.
All right, I seen that. I seen that.
You seen that?
Hey, I'm a fan of the show.
For real.
He had to chime in. He was like, "Hey, bro, let me remind you."
Brother. So you'll be able to get David Johnson if you going running back heavy. You'll be able to get him as your third running back, as your flex running back, bro.
I think any of these guys too, they deserve to be the third running back in this type of season with the depth at the receiver position. We do promote running back heavy.
Facts. And the cold thing is with any of these three, they got the potential to boom so hard where it's going to elevate you to, you know what I mean, you're going to be already playoff status if one of these dudes do boom for you because of where the value is. But where I'm going to go with David Johnson is that they traded for, it started with Laramie Tunsil. Yeah. They gave up some picks to go get Laramie Tunsil. They drafted another offensive tackle to bring in theirs. They have one of the best centers, Kelly, I think his brother, I can't even think of where his brother play at, but they invested so heavy into that offensive line, just like Atlanta has too, though.
Yeah, Atlanta got all first rounders on their joint. It's kind of crazy.
First rounder, without a doubt, on everything. That's the cold thing. So with the Todd Gurley, it's the same thing. But my thing is with Todd Gurley is, I think that arthritic knee is like a smoke screen because he played in that Dallas game and he killed Dallas, but they decided to sit him the next week. So he performed. Even what he did last year, Gurley was still a good running back because he had 800 and something yards with 10 TDs and like 500 yards in receiving.
Yeah, in a bad Gurley year, right?
In a bad Gurley year, without a doubt. That's the cold thing. But the cold thing about my point for David Johnson is that O'Brien sent out one of the best wide receivers in the league.
Yeah.
To go get this boy.
Yeah, I mean,
he wants to think
he had the heart to start.
hey, I got this theory that out of all 32 coaches, Bob, Bill O'Brien, Bob, right? He the only one that actually plays fantasy. Like I have this the Bogart theory is that he traded for David Johnson because he was like, yo, I'm about to start this motherfucker.
I'm finna start this motherfucker. Let him run.
He got the heart to start.
If
But
this
what
don't
the
work,
cold thing is though, right? Let me ask y'all this though.
Okay.
Before McCaffrey came into the league, the motherfucker that they predicted to get that motherfucking
That
1,000, shout out to Roger Craig, that was the running back that did it before McCaffrey.
The first.
Come on, man.
David
Johnson was supposed to be on that hype train.
give me
You know
that
what I
respect.
mean? Give me a
Respect
healthy
something.
on everything. If he's healthy and he can produce what he did a couple of years ago in that offense where we got the track team out there on the outside.
Yeah, you know
like
what?
just like how we was talking about Drake. That offense is going to be spread out.
Yeah.
League winner.
But all three of them dudes that we talking about can't be that. But give me money on David Johnson.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, we're going to go ahead with my man, Allen Robinson, or as I like to call him, A-Rob the Mob.
Hey, Rob.
A-Rob the Mob versus Babytron himself, Kenny G.
Baby G.
Babytron.
Woo. Man, boy.
Hey, I had both of them niggas today in my fraternity. I got.
Yeah, I love these guys. These motherfuckers are my guys, bro. They get Christmas. I send them Christmas cards every Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard, bro.
That is a good one.
I can start it off for you if you want.
Go ahead,
Mine was
go
short
ahead.
and
Let us
sweet.
know, bro.
Mine was short and sweet. Allen Robinson has less weapons over there. Give me Allen Robinson. Honestly, I love Kenny Galladay, but like you said on the show, on your last episode, bro, hey, a lot of them touchdowns, a lot of them were touchdowns. He only had 65 catches. The sample size could be bigger. You could give him more yards with Stafford being there.
Yeah.
But I take the safe Allen Robinson, especially where you got to get him. You don't have to get Allen Robinson in the top of the second, at the bottom of the second, because that's where he's going. Kenny Galladay is going off like
He's going in the
sixth receiver. So I don't know if I'm gonna have him because I had him when he was a rookie. I traded for him last year. I mean the year before last, and then I had him last year on a lot of my teams. So I think I'm gonna stay away from him this year. And Allen Robinson, give me the money.
Hey, and you know what? So I'll chime in real quick. I'm definitely gonna go with my man A-Rob the Mob. I love Kenny G. I love the efficiency. I love the fact that he was able to do it with shit quarterbacks after Stafford went down. But this is gonna sound crazy. You know who I compare? I actually compare A-Rob the Mob to my man Nuke Skywalker. So hear me out.
That's a good one.
Not skill set wise, but the fact that they was able to do it through the course of their career with shit quarterbacks. Because before Deshaun Watson, who did Nuke Skywalker do it with? TJ.
Tom Savage.
Tom Macho Man Savage. Goddamn. The Brock Lobster. Bruh, like, right? And like Blake Bortles was able to make A-Rob the Mob a thing. You know what I mean? He did it with Chase Daniels. You know, he did it with Trubisky, who a lot of people are down on. And if it is, you know, Big Dick swinging Nick, goddamn, I mean, shit. He used to pepper the fuck out of Alshon Jeffrey, and they kind of comp is you know, size wise. You know what I mean? Because I happen to believe it, you know, Nick Foles has a solid shot at starting week 1. Either way, it don't matter if it don't matter who it is. A-Rob is gonna eat, like, you know what I mean?
He's like, to me, just because obviously he don't got Drew Brees, but he like a poor man Allen Robinson. If you give him anywhere near
Thomas.
And you give him, Michael Thomas. You give him anywhere near Drew Brees, he's catching everything. His route running is superior.
He
all
got
of that.
hands, huh? His catch radius.
I think the same thing about Galladay, but like
me too.
Said, it's less opportunity, it's less competition.
But if you do remember too, there was even though he only had the 65 receptions, was it 65?
Yeah, 65, 63, some shit like that.
Yeah, but you know, it was goddamn a concentrated target market share because by that time, when there's no more Stafford, there was also no more Marvin Jones Jr. You know what I mean? And now
Amendola only.
Yeah, and then even T.J. Hawkinson was hurt at one point. So now, you know what I mean? They're all be in full effect. And if you look at, you know, it's really just Anthony Miller, Ted Ginn Jr. and A-Rob.
Ridley.
And Ridley. But Ridley, we will touch on that a little later about rookies. Like, even just a rookie receiver in general. Like, even without the COVID shit, rookie receivers, they come on later. You know what I mean?
Second year.
Yeah,
that's my same theory. We share a lot of same opinions for sure.
Oh yeah, man. Ideologies are key, man. And once you can hone in on your own ideology, what I'm saying. And I'm glad I've shared the same ideology on some of these opinions with you, because I actually respect both y'all isms. You know what I mean? Puts me in great company. Puts me in great company, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, Guccini, what you got?
So you got J. So I got to go Kenny G, bro.
Yeah, I love it,
bro. I got to go Kenny G, bro. You just said it. Marvin Jones can't stay on the field. Even though when Marvin Jones stay on the field, he produced, but we know Kenny G is that number one. Give me a healthy Stafford, a better quarterback situation. Foles couldn't get it done in New York. In Jacksonville. Even though we know he got hurt on the first play. I don't know what it was last year. It was some real unlucky like.
Yeah. Real any given Sunday like.
Facts, 100%. And the cold thing is, I think it came out today where they even confirmed that it's an open competition in Chicago. So we don't even know if Foles gonna be the starter out there. We know that Stafford gonna be the starter if he healthy. Stafford was one of the top quarterbacks in the league before he went down last year.
Yeah, he was pacing.
He was 63, 65 receptions last year. And what was it? 10 TDs, 9 TDs? I forgot, man. I'm so sorry that I can't even think of the
it's
number
all good.
on top.
I apologize as well. I should have wrote these things down.
On top, my fault. But look, though. Give me a healthy Stafford with that connection of baby Megatron right there. There it is there. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, man. You got the heart to start, man. I appreciate you. Matter of fact, bro, like if I'm going like running back, and I decide to pull the trigger on my first receiver, I'm looking at A-Rob or Kenny G, and I'm happy to have either or. But in a row, I would take A-Rob to Ma. But it's personal preference in that sense. And like, bruh, even if you want to look at just the schematics of football, even like that defense in Detroit, they're not. They got rid of Darius Slay.
I know. Now.
Yeah, I know. They brought in the Cuda the Barracuda, but it ain't like he's gonna. It's not like he's gonna shut down.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, like there's gonna be more volume. You know what I mean? Because I still respect the hell out of the personnel that they do got in that Chicago Bears defense. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? How about this? Here we go. Here's another one. This one is another one where, man, I really love both these players, man. DJ Chark versus Terry McLaurin.
Whoa. They like the same player.
They kind of are, right?
Hey, shout out to the mocks I've been doing. I paired them up twice and went
if I can go back to back with them.
Hey, the way you've been putting these names together is like you really had me thinking though.
Well, think about it. Great minds think alike. This is what we're all actually. We have simulated these decisions in mock drafts and in real drafts too. You know what I mean?
It's crazy you say that, right? Because like I just started off. How I feel about Chark and McLaurin is how y'all just said you've been getting them in your mocks. That's because if you can go with the winter back approach, which is what I say in the winter time, you need them. You need the running backs and winter backs. You know what I mean?
The winter backs. I like that. I like that. That's some ism.
With 3 running backs or 2 running backs in the tight end or whatever, however you go, and you don't got no receivers. If you can end with Chark and McLaurin, or even one of them with a nasty receiver, hey man, that's a recipe to success. But it's hard because they the same player. But I'm gonna go with Chark. That Washington, I'm like one of them karma dudes. I'm gonna say Chark get the money, man. I'm gonna say Chark get the money. I'm one of them karma dudes.
Me too, bro.
What they got going on in Washington, I don't want no parts of them over there. Unless it's guys, because I need a running back. That's it.
And Geis is a late ass motherfucker too, though. Like if he hits, he hits.
Chark get the money. 73 catches, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Minshew Lightning. Let's go. Give me some of that too. Chark, and like you said, they gonna be down, and it ain't a run first. Well, it is a run first offense, but how Washington, the only way for Washington to win games against Dallas and The Eagles they have to control the game. You know what I mean? The Jags is gonna be playing for their lives.
Yeah, man, because that defense is gonna look like the Saxonville was only for like 2 years. That shit is long gone. You know what I mean? They brought in Henderson, but still he ain't gonna sew up that entire defensive backfield. Plus, I will say, DJ Chark, give me money. I love Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin, I drafted him everywhere last year because I knew he was walking into a role. He was one of the rare cases where a rookie who's extremely skilled, you know what I'm saying? Like route running, speed, you know what I'm saying? Great hands. But DJ Chark, and if you look at Minshew's numbers, bruh, Minshew is one of my favorite targets in the Super Flex League. I love having Minshew in a super flex because Minshew rivaled Kyler Murray's rookie numbers. Bro, Minshew, this is just off the top of my head, 3,200 passing yards in 12 starts, 21 passing touchdowns, 340 on the ground. You know what I mean?
I got something for you.
Okay, what's
I
handed?
got something for
What's
you.
handed?
You put me up on game on one of your episodes. I didn't know that boy was in the Heisman Trophy running.
Yeah, bro, he was like fifth. He was like
Top
the
5 or
fifth.
something.
Yeah.
Fifth. Yeah, I heard you say that, bro. I didn't know that.
Bro, Minshew, and okay, how about this? So they're bringing over Jay Gruden, and Jay Gruden with Kirk Cousins averaged four rushing touchdowns every year. So it's like, and Minshew didn't have no rushing touchdowns, but he was actually 5th overall last year too in rushing quarterbacks in the league as a rookie, and like 12 starts he went 6-6. That's why they got rid of Foles. They're like, we got our guy, and he showed the rapport with DJ Chark. First of all, if you want to talk about, like, remember I was talking about Allen Robinson with Blake Bortles, that could be Dwayne Haskins and Terry McLaurin. You know what I'm saying? That could very well be that. You could even say that the fact that they brought what's his name, Scott Turner, Norv Turner's son. You know what I'm saying? He over there in Washington now, right? And he's the OC, and you seen what he did with DJ Chark, but McLaurin.
And Cam Newton. He had Cam Newton with the highest completed percentage of
Yes.
Cam Newton's career.
Yes, and like he was even able to make our CMCs of the world and our DJ Charks relevant with the Kyle Allen. So, I mean, I would actually be happy to get either or, but as a preference, DJ Chark. Give me money.
Give me money, man.
What you got? What you got, Gucci?
I gotta go the opposite, bro.
I love it. I love how he's been contrarian. I love
Give
it.
me money, bro. Come on, man. 53 receptions, 14 games, 919 yards. He runs all of the routes. He's just not a deep threat.
No, he's not.
Another report, man, I'm telling you.
They could use him like they did DJ Moore last year.
Bro, I'm telling you. And he's getting red zone targets too. I think he
sure
was
is.
like 20th in the league on the red zone
And
targets.
that's a big deal.
As a rookie, though.
That's a big deal. And
That's my thing is
here's
he
the thing
performed.
too. With Terry, well, my bad to cut you off. One more thing with Terry
all
McLaurin.
good.
One more thing with Terry McLaurin is, bro, like, those are one of the combinations in the offseason. They're working together a lot. Him and Haskins, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that does matter, you know what I mean? And, especially because you're bringing in a new regime, a new coaching regime, new ideology. So it is important that they work together, you know what I mean? I didn't read nothing about no Minshew or Chark or anything like that, but yeah, man.
But we seen it though with Minshew and Chark.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta read about it because it's there with them. And the cool thing is, shout out to the playmakers, man. Look, if you go running back heavy and you end up with either one of these dudes,
or both of them,
or both of them on a turn swing, depending on where you draft,
exactly,
man, you winning, bro. But my preference, if one of them is on the board and I gotta choose between one of them, I'm gonna go T-Mac just based on he done it as a rookie. Here he coming in. There you go. He coming in at their second year with his dog. Haskins, it's go time.
Yeah,
and we also got another term, not hard to start, but if you fuck up, hard to shart. You just sharted on yourself. You go shart if you don't fuck with that boy.
Okay,
I love Scary Terry though.
And here's one I glossed over. We're gonna rewind just a little bit. Amari Cooper versus Cooper Kupp. You know what I mean? Cause this one also too, man. I'm gonna let y'all go on this one because I'm curious. I'm curious what y'all take on this. I know I did watch the ranking episode, so I know where you guys have them ranked. But in a real draft, those two guys are on the board. You know what I'm saying? And let's say this. Say you already got a receiver, and these one of these two will be your second receiver. Where it doesn't make it as hard because I don't think any of us would be comfortable with
That's
them.
That's a good point, bro.
Right? Like
that's a good fucking
Cooper
point
versus
right there.
Cooper.
If I gotta have one of them be my first receiver off the board, I'd rather have Amari. I got Amari ranked higher than Cooper, but right here, I'm gonna say Cooper Kupp give me the money. And even though I got Cooper ranked higher than Cooper Kupp, and I only say that because we talk about teams that are gonna be passing. Unless Cam Akers is about to come in doing this thing, I see Goff throwing the ball close to 50 plus times a game. Cooper Kupp.
That's a hot take. I love
Yards
that.
is there. He reliable. Amari Cooper, it's a lot. Feed Zeke. They gonna feed Zeke. Like I said. But like you said, if he my first receiver off the board, I might go with the name. And sometimes it ain't the name, it's the game. But it's hard. But right now I'm gonna go with Cooper Kupp. Give me money, man. Give me some money.
Yeah, I got to go Cooper Kupp. Give me money too. Only thing is that scared me with Cooper is, once we talking about the two tight end personnel again, that 12s, you know what I mean? Shout out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the 12s, I like that.
Two tight ends, you know what I mean? My cousin, he liked the handcuff tight ends, you know what I mean? But in those games when they went to that 12 personnel, even though
it was Bobby
double-digit targets, he still scored in those. In the last 5 games, he had a touchdown in every game. So in our leagues, I think we get 5 to 6 points per touchdown. So if he giving me a touchdown in those 4-5 games, and then if you look at his beginning of the year where he was just killing shit.
Yeah, he was murdering shit.
Give me Cooper Kupp, bruh. If he's scoring 10, 12 TDs, that's almost a TD a game, bruh. That's going to give me and 4 receptions. Hey, there it is there. Solid. Without a doubt.
Hey, all right, listen. I think we're definitely unanimous on this joint. Cooper Kupp, give me money because I'm not Amari Cooper, the pooper scooper truther. You know what I'm saying? By any means. Even though he's phenomenal, all of a sudden with Prescott, you know what I mean? Remember.
Hey, I'm gonna keep me one of these for the house.
All right, we back. Woo! Okay, so we're getting back to the pooper scooper versus
the pooper scooper.
Pooper scooper versus Cooper Kupp. You know what I'm saying? Yo, appreciate y'all, man. Yo, that was a motherfucking whoa. That was one of those what? How did the fuck that happen? Anyways, okay. So here's my thing with. Okay, but actually we'll recap real quick. So you went Kev, you went Mari. You know what I'm saying? Oh no. We all went Cooper Kupp. We all went Cooper Kupp. That's right. So here's the one concern I have with Cooper Kupp, and I'll tell you my concern with Amari as well. So the one thing with Amari, first of all, right, is because not only the injury history, but also the fact that you got what's the old boy's name coming over from the Packers? McCarthy, right? So they're gonna run a ton. They're gonna run a ton of 3 wide receiver sets. And so all of them are going to eat, right? So on any given week, they can cannibalize each other. Plus you couple that with the fact that the pooper scooper, he has the injury history. The one thing I worry about with Cooper Kupp is when they run a lot of 12 personnel, they move them out wide. And if you're a defensive coordinator, you're going to put your best corner on Cooper Kupp. You know what I mean? And that's why Robert Woods ate a ton when, you know what I mean, when it was when they switched to the 12 personnel. But I also will say that Cooper Kupp is a beast coming back that fast off that ACL. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now the further removed he is from the ACL, I think he will dominate out wide if they do run more 12 personnel. Because it's not like they run 12 personnel 100% of the time. When they don't, Cooper Kupp's in that slot, and that's where he eats, bruh. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. Okay. So now let's get back to the list.
No, definitely. Give me money on Cooper Kupp, bro.
Yeah,
but like you said, if he's your first receiver off the board and you strong at other positions, I might go with
Amari
Cooper.
Yeah, see,
I might.
and I will say this though, if either of those gentlemen are my second receiver, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, good. I'll take that.
Because Amari got them big boom games though.
He do.
I'll take that.
He do though.
Got them, but he also got dud games.
Yeah, and that's the one thing why I curve Amari Cooper a lot,
They gonna
because
run that ball.
yeah, they sure is gonna run that ball, and at the same time, you know what I'm saying? They need to run that ball to own time of possession to mask the fact that they got a bad defense, because that Dallas defense is not good.
Yeah, right.
But
They
those,
should have went and got Jamal Adams.
they sure did. But you know what though?
They should have went and got that boy.
They wouldn't be able to pay him though what he wants.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Okay, so let's go ahead. We're gonna what's my next one? Where I'm at? DJ. We did the DJ chart.
You got a good one coming up. The running backs.
Oh yeah. Okay, this one's some shit. Devin Singletary versus goddamn James Conner. This one's tough.
I started off.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Zach Moss.
Oh,
Give me money on James Conner.
I like how you did that, because so you ain't fucking with Singletary at all because of Zach Moss.
Nah, it's too much opportunity over there for Zach Moss to eat into Devin Singletary's load.
I mean, he could be the Frank Gore role. They actually said that, right? Zach Moss will be the Frank Gore role, and Frank Gore actually had more red zone carries than Singletary.
Man, look, bruh. And the cold thing is, we know what Conner can do when he on the field.
Yeah, bro.
What Conner did the year before he got hurt, bruh, he was eating. And them other dudes, I can't even think of their names right now. I know they
Benny the Snail.
McFarland.
You got Benny the Snail. You got McFarland. Yeah.
And then there's another dude they
Jalen
had over there
Samuels.
too, though.
Jalen Samuels.
Jalen Samuels. But Samuels...
Hey, hold on real quick, Brody. Keep rocking. I'm just going to grab this charger real quick. Keep rocking.
Hey, good. But, yeah, my point is that Conner can do the whole workload. McFarland came in the fourth, so he's still got people to go up the chart to fight against with Snell and Samuels. So you got Singletary, who's going in the third round, fourth round, that they brought somebody else in to compete with him. You got Conner, who else is trying to get paid from Pittsburgh, so he definitely got something to prove. And we seen what he can do on the field. Give me Conner over Singletary, especially at their ADPs and with the position battles that they got to go through.
Man, look, I love Singletary, right? I love Singletary. You know, he didn't start all the games, and he still managed 775 yards. The TDs weren't there though, because Josh Allen runs in the red zone. It's a lot more mouths to feed than you would think. Than you bring in Zach Moss. You feel me? I'm gonna go with Conner for sure. Conner, give me the money. He's being underdrafted. I won't say underdrafted, because last year people got him in the first and second round. Getting him in the third and fourth round, I'll take him as my second. It's recency bias,
and he's going like late fourth even.
Yeah,
late fourth.
Connor's going late. Connor's going late.
It's definitely recency bias. People were hot at him. You know what I mean?
And that's how I felt about Melvin Gordon when I grabbed him the year after he had a bad year. I'll take some Conner. For sure. And compared to Devin Singletary, Devin Singletary will be good for me if I went wide receiver heavy, or maybe, you know what I mean, one running back and he's a compliment. I don't want him to be my first running back, but I can live with James Conner being my first running back. And like you said, late rounds. And Conner get the money. And
I would definitely take a chance. If I had Conner, I would definitely take a chance on some goddamn McFarland too, just in case, you know what I mean? Because they're pretty good at finding those value running backs. You know what I mean?
Everything that the Steelers do, they homegrown. You don't never hear the Steelers bringing in no free agents.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
They know how to draft.
You ain't lying.
Hey, and I seen a report about one of the other players in the NFL that had cancer, and he opted out because of COVID. But Conner,
this is
Conner
okay.
trying to get the money.
This is important. Let's touch on that just for a second. That was Nate Solder. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, we seen what he did for Barkley last
New
year.
England.
Yeah, for New England for years.
New England and New York now.
Yeah, man. Oh shit. And you know, it's not like we're gonna bump down Barkley and by any means, but it does make me think man, that might kind of suck. You know what I mean, for Barkley.
Right.
Man.
Kind of playing. He's trying to get the money, man. Who you got?
Okay, I'm gonna go with James Conner as well, cause Singletary. First of all, Singletary, he flashed a ton, but he was a guy between the 70s, or the 70s, between the 20s, I should say. He was between the 20s. Once they got into the red zone, it was Frank Gore. In this case, it'll be Zach Moss. And I happen to call Josh Allen, I call him the white Cam Newton. And you know what Cam Newton loves to do, or in this case, the white Cam Newton, he's going to call his own number on that goal line. So I don't know if I want Singletary where his touchdown upside is non-existent. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You hit it on the head. But look, I'm going to fuck you up right here, right?
Okay. Fuck me up.
Since both y'all was high on Melvin Gordon, Conner or Melvin Gordon?
Ugh.
Boy, that's hard. Yeah.
I would, you know what? I would probably go Conner.
I got her. Get the money.
This is how I'm gonna do it. If I go 0 running back and Conner is there in the 4th, you damn right. So I can go get me 3 fire ass receivers or 2 receivers and one of them fire ass tight ends and double back with Conner. Hell yeah.
You get that, you gonna be lucky.
How I'm attacking the draft.
You get that, you gonna be lucky.
Well, you know what though? That's very possible to do if you're in the back of the 1st round.
Yeah,
because you can go. You might even get a Adams and then a Godwin and then fuck around with a Kittle or a Kelsey, and then you know what I'm saying. At the
get Conner.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
But that's the same kind of way that Melvin Gordon is going in that round, where he might be your 2nd or maybe your 1st running back. Right. Give me the money, man.
He's going, and I would love to have Melvin Gordon as my flex running back, without a doubt.
Okay, so now you know what. So in that theme, right? So say we were going 0 running back, right? And then you get Conner, right? You know what I'm saying? You would probably be looking at, you know what I'm saying, like a Mostert and an Ingram. So let's as your 2nd running back. So we'll skip around. I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but let's go Raheem Mostert, Radio Raheem, as I like to call him, mustard on the beat, ho. Right? Versus Mark Ingram.
Ooh, who want to start?
That's easy for me. Y'all go ahead.
This might be unanimous. This might be unanimous, huh?
Give me 5.5 yards of rip.
Yes.
His sign. 5 points. Look, and I ain't even gonna talk about what he did last year when he was the main dude. Give me the year before where we was sorry.
Oh, when he broke his arm?
Where he was balling at.
He was balling.
Come on, he was tearing off 5.5 before the Super Bowl year.
Yeah, you ain't lying. In 18.
Come on, man. Now you got J.K. Dobbins. You got somebody else over there they drafted last year. I can't even think right now.
Justice Hill.
Got me going right
Justice
now.
Hill.
Justice Hill. Going, you know what I mean?
Being overdrafted.
There's too much over there. Tevin Coleman couldn't do nothing. Jarek McKinnon, he can't stay on the field, but
I call him the jerk. I call him the jerk McKinnon.
And Jeff Wilson, all he did was get garbage line TDs. And I'm a real Niner fan, bro. Trust me, Jeff Wilson, he had a 3 TD game, but it wasn't what Raheem did.
But see, also too, JWJ, he is a goddamn special teamer, truly too, though. So,
but that's how Radio Raheem got his way
for sure.
The field.
Radio Raheem,
100%, bruh. I'm a Niner fan, no lie. I took Radio Raheem in the 3rd round before, bruh.
You're a savage. I love that. He has the heart to start.
I got the heart to start right now.
That's gonna be his 3rd round reach this year.
That's how I feel.
Oh shit!
That's gonna be his 3rd round reach this
year.
Bro,
let him fall. Let him fall to you in the 5th or 6th, and you're happy.
Let him fall to the 4th and the 6th. That's your league winner.
Nah, you gonna get him in the 3rd. You just said it right now 4 times. I'm gonna have no shit. Hey, look, mine is short and sweet. J.K. Dobbins, bro. Give me Raheem, bro. I don't even believe in Ingram this year. I think Ingram's value was where you got him last year, like we talking about that 4th, 5th round. Give me Raheem. Run first
y'all want to know
offense.
what's crazy? Is both of them averaged 13 carries a game, and both of them only had one game each in the regular season over 13 carries. It was the 19 carries for Raheem against the Baltimore Ravens, but there was no Tevin Coleman and JWJ. I think he got hurt that game. And then there was only one game that Ingram had more than 13 carries, and I think it was like 15 if I remember correctly. And
that's a great point. And that's a great point because
that's why I kind of matched them together.
You could also say Raheem, they was still figuring it out. Letting everybody play. So
Mark
we could say
Ingram
that
ate on
too.
his touchdowns.
Yeah, I was going to say, and touchdowns, just like with the Aaron Jones argument, touchdowns, high touchdowns, they're going to regress.
On everything. Radio was eating on the ground, bruh. When he touched it in Shanahan's scheme, bruh.
Raheem on the radio.
It's time to go.
He scored twice.
We seen it with his daddy, with Terrell Davis, bruh. You got to think, man. Fifth-round running backs, sixth-round running backs, man. They got something to prove, bruh. It's go time, man.
You ain't lying, Brody. Okay. All right, let me see.
I just hate to be a bias right there, though, man, because you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know what though? Listen, I knew there was some Niner isms in it, so you know what I'm saying. I had to throw them in there. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Okay, real quick before we get on to this last combination and on to the last segment, how are we? I mean, should we view Jerick McKinnon at all? Because they did keep him on. They could have cut him and only took like $1.3 million in the cap hit. Should we? You know what I mean? But we kept him on. And you know, Breida and McKinnon, they were in college together, right? So it's kind of like with no Breida, it's kind of like we got McKinnon, where it's like it's that same type, like skill set wise. I mean, because you know, McKinnon did have some skill set in the passing game. One thing with Raheem, he's not the greatest pass catcher, or maybe we never used him in that facet. You know what I mean? Maybe we never used him in that facet. It wouldn't matter anyway because, I mean, you know, he with his surfing ass, he be hitting them waves of defenders, and he has a nose for the end zone. You know what I mean?
Honestly, even being biased, I kind of tend to stay away from the Niners running backs for me personally. Mostert to be, if I can get him at the right value, I'll get him. But he's not a guy that I got to have on my team. Because he is steady at 6 rounds. They use everybody. They like to use everybody. It just is what it is. That's that's what it. I got on Cuzzo last year. He had Breida and Tevin Coleman. He held them all year. I'm like, flip a coin. That's all I kept saying all year.
Yeah, because they all had big games, though, huh?
It might be different this year,
but
though.
the cold thing is, though,
I ain't going to say that.
Yeah, it was the scheme.
It might be different this year, though. It might be different this year.
Nah, but my thing is, on how he said about McKinnon is, if I do got Mostert, I'm taking McKinnon over Coleman as my handcuff.
Yeah, because you know what, too? One thing with Coleman, bro. Yes. One thing with Coleman, bro, he got the goddamn the sickle cell trait. So if he gets an ankle, he's like done for half a year, basically. You know what I mean? Like when you got the sickle cell, a 4-week injury could turn into 6 to 8. You know what I mean?
Facts. And they gave every opportunity for Coleman to be that.
McKinnon is also Mr. Glass too, but McKinnon is gonna be free. He's for free.
If he can get on the field, big bro, like I said, and see, like. We did a mock draft last night.
Okay.
And I don't know if I took Mo. No, I didn't take Mo.
You took him like the 4th.
Yes.
But the cold thing is, Coleman went in the 6th or the 7th. I'm not
wasting he went that high?
7th. No. Exactly, big bro. He went that high last night. Ain't no way I'm finna.
Hey, that's why I love doing mock drafts, though.
Huh?
That's why I love doing mock drafts, though.
Without a doubt, you get the feeling with how people thinking on everything. So that's where your McKinnon question came in. That I would rather have McKinnon as my handcuff than Coleman.
I like that real quick. I like the draft simulator on Fantasy Pros.
Oh yeah, the wizard. The wizard.
Yeah, you could just sit there, be eating breakfast, and throw a little line.
And do it like in 5 minutes.
Do a draft and kind of see where it's at.
You ain't lying, bro. Sure. Hey, Fantasy Pros, give me money. You know what I mean? Yes. Okay. Right. So we're gonna close up player versus player with Brandon Cooks versus Hollywood. Bam.
This one's easy for me, too.
Okay, well, go ahead. Set this one off.
Brandon Cooks, give me the money, man. He showed. Any system he go to, he going to produce. You know, as far as Hollywood, he big play dependent. I don't know if I want to bank on that big play. I'll take him. I wouldn't want Hollywood as my second best receiver. If he's in the flex and I'm deep at a tight end and running back and everything else, yeah, but he's not a guy I'm looking to target. I'll take Brandon Cooks in that late, especially in that offense, period. Give me Cooks.
I think the allure of getting and we are familiar with Greg Roman's system. Being
Shout out to Kaepernick.
Yeah, shout out to Cap.
That's
shout out to
the
Crab.
first person to eat in Roman's system like that.
Right? And here's the thing is to get a piece of that offense with being Hollywood and when you minus someone like Hayden Hurst Helmsley, right?
Sir.
When you minus someone like him, it doesn't mean Mark Andrews is technically going to get more targets. Maybe some of them roll over to Hollywood, but Hollywood is like $165 soaking wet. You know what I mean? Like he's a hit away. And people are scared of Brandon Cooks with the concussions, and he really only had 3 concussions. But here's the thing with Brandon Cooks. First of all, yes, Brandon Cooks give me money. That's where I'm going. But Brandon Cooks, getting that concussion in the Super Bowl, that shit is polarizing. Remember with the Patriots, he got
in the Patriots, he got hit in the end zone. That could have been
and
one of the game
people don't
touchdowns
forget
right
that. They don't forget that. He might very well be walking into a number 1 target role. What you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I know where Guccini going.
Where's
with
he
this.
going?
He got a nickname for Brandon Cooks.
Okay, what is it?
El Concusto.
El Concusto. Hey, you know what? Too, the Bogart theory is that they shut down Brandon Cooks because they were going to move on from him, and they did him a solid. They were like, listen, man, we're gonna move on from you, so we're gonna go ahead and just not give you some gameplay so you don't hurt yourself no more. You know what I mean? And then people seeing that burns into people's head. That's why he's like a 6th rounder.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. Mine's is Hollywood. Give me money.
Let's go. He has the hearts to start. I love this guy.
Definitely.
That's why I fuck with both y'all, man.
In fact, shout out to the Playmakers, bruh. And you just said it right there. Hayden Hurst gone, bruh. So you said.
And Hayden Hurst had a significant amount of targets. To be honest.
And for real though, and the cold thing is where Andrews ate was, if you go look at Andrews' receptions, they was only 40 receptions, 50 receptions, but he ate big on the touchdowns.
Yeah, he sure did.
Same thing with Hollywood. Hollywood had 8 touchdowns with 40, 50 receptions. No, he might have had 6, 7 TDs. The cold thing is coming into that second year, kind of now where we see receivers to break out at Hollywood Brown, and they not going to let Lamar Jackson run as much as he did last year. He's the number 1 dude.
Yeah, that's going to regress.
You got to scale him back, without a doubt. Here it comes. Hollywood Brown, that investment. He was the first receiver, I think, that was taken in that draft.
He sure was.
Without a doubt. So the investment is there. Roman, we know what he want to do now. We seen that how the running threat with
Jackson,
with my boy Jackson come with. It's not coming, bruh. It's not coming for sure. So my thing with Hollywood Brown is once that report comes and that big play comes, he's gonna be like that baby Tyreek coming out of there, bruh. For sure.
Hey,
I'm telling you, bruh.
He do got the route. Hey, low key, Tyreek Hill isn't just a burner. He does run the full route tree, and so does Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown, bruh. Give me money on Hollywood Brown, without a doubt.
Okay, one more thing too. I will point out, remember after the 2012 season and we went into the 2013 season, our Niners, right? Shout out to the gang. You know what I'm saying? We seen Kaepernick, start to spread the ball more. You know what I mean? And this is the second year with Greg Roman and Lamar Jackson, and obviously he's not gonna get no 1,200 yards on the ground. That's crazy, bro. Even if they try, that's just irresponsible. You know what I mean?
Hollywood only gonna have to be one person.
Hey, I will say this though.
Hollywood only have to be one person.
Don't sleep on Miles Boykin.
Hey, I like Boykin better than Willie Snead. That's for sure.
Don't sleep on Miles Boykin. They spent the nice little draft capital on him too, and he's a big receiver too. It's gonna be. I'm saying as far as them Hayden Hurst targets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
on
you're
that
right.
aspect. But I love Hollywood. I like Hollywood. Like you said, I can't argue with that. But I'm gonna take the 1,000-yard.
No, I hear you. Know, but Cooks is consistent. Cooks is consistent without a doubt. 1,000 yards.
And Cooks isn't just a burner. He does run the goddamn route tree for real.
And his floor is 1,000 with like 5 TDs though, consistently for the last 4 years. But I think this is Hollywood's breakout like type year.
And he ain't had a quarterback that liked to throw deep. Except he ain't had a quarterback that liked to throw deep. Breeze didn't throw deep. Goff, theirs is play actions. Their best offense is play actions. I like Cooks in this offense for sure.
Hey,
I ain't mad.
All right, check this out. I was lying. We actually got one more that I glossed over.
Let's do it.
Clyde versus, and first of all, and there was the news today that Damian Williams held out. So maybe this might be it. This might fuck up this combination. But and all these guys are different ADPs. It's Clyde versus Jonathan Taylor versus DeAndre Swift.
Wow.
Should we take Clyde out this one?
Nah,
Okay.
I think.
Hey, look.
Because I think Clyde. A lot of people are
gonna
gonna
take Clyde out.
Yeah, let's
Gotta
No,
take Clyde
speak
out.
on it because
You
with the
can't
news,
listen.
no. So look,
the
with
news makes him go second round instead of third. He was already third. Chiefs running backs going to third consistently. Kareem Hunt, Damian Williams. It was gonna happen. So he turns to whoever's willing to reach for him. But I get why he's saying take him out. He's saying take him out because Swift and Taylor is more
they're
of
the value guys.
who's gonna be the best.
But I got a question though. Where with the news though? Where is Edwards going though? How high are you willing to take him?
When I looked I looked on the calculator before we did this, right?
Yeah, I did too, big bro.
And bro, he's in the second round still, and I'm fearful that this in redraft he'll get up to Austin Eckler, like Austin Eckler territory. Yes,
right, he is.
I was only getting him if he was in the third. To be honest, that's the only place I was taking him was the third.
I got 2 leagues that I got him in the third, actually. I know. I'm so happy today. I was like,
hey, I heard a stat today where whenever Mahomes starts, the running back position scores like 1.5 times per game.
wow.
That's easy money.
When Mahomes starts
You
the
gotta
game,
take him out.
running back position gets one. If you got him in with the news, he gonna score 16 TDs.
Man,
That's what they say. That's what the numbers
I
say.
love that.
And
I love that I have him in a couple leagues. I love that. Keep talking that
that's
shit.
crazy.
Talk that shit.
That's crazy, hey, bro. That
Okay,
shit is
so let's
crazy,
make this
man.
2 questions. So the first question will be, when are you willing to pull the trigger on Clyde, and then we'll get to Taylor versus Swift.
I'm only back at it. I'm only doing Clyde if I'm in the back of the second and I'm wrapping around with a third and I know he won't be there in the third and I'm comfortable with like 5 or 6 guys that I wouldn't mind having in the third. That's the only way I'm taking Clyde in the second.
Man, I'm taking Clyde. If I'm picking 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, anywhere up in there, he might be right there, bro.
In the first.
You
doing like
Gucci.
Barkley.
Jumping up.
Number 7 like Barkley.
You like Barkley and
When he was a rookie.
Bogart. I took Barkley at the 7th pick, bro.
Oh, you were winning.
Pick, bro.
Winning.
That's
but
my
I didn't
thing,
do that
though.
that year,
You
though.
might,
I didn't
but
win the
you
chip
probably
that
could have
year,
had
but
him in the
Barkley carried my
second.
team to the offs.
Hey, can we?
Value is a motherfucker, bro.
All right,
I'm
y'all
telling
fuck
you,
with
bro.
MJD. Y'all fuck with MJD. So here's another side note. You know what I'm saying? I tend to do this on my show. I veer off a little bit sometimes, but and this is dope because now with the cutoff, I'm gonna make this a 2-parter more than likely, right? That way I can get this on cause Spotify. Like, I mean, y'all familiar with my channel on YouTube? I'll do the hour and a half, 2-hour joints. But to get it on Spotify, they can't be longer than like an hour and a half. So I'm definitely going to put this as a 2-parter because I want them on all streaming platforms, right? So anyways, with that said, right, he's been compared to Maurice Jones-Drew. Y'all fuck with MJD. He's also been compared to Westbrook. Remember Westbrook with Philly?
Yes, sir. He was in Oakland. I remember him as a Raiders and as an Eagle.
Brody, this guy, he is phenomenal. And let's add in the fact that when they are called, like, how about this? It was draft day. What's up, Uncle Andy? Yeah, what's up, Patrick? Who do you want here? And he said, give me Clyde Edwards, the Fresh Prince of Hilaire. He wanted the Fresh Prince of Hilaire.
Run it.
Hey, that boy go. Hey, listen. And we had an argument a couple years ago. Any running back in the Andy Reid system is gonna eat.
Yes, this is
and
a good
if
argument.
you could be lucky to get the one that starts and is his role, come on, man.
I mean, okay, how about this?
Thompson, though, if Damian out.
Well, how about this?
On Darwin, they'll sign somebody else. Go ahead.
How about this, dude? They even talked about. People were like, "Well, remember Kareem Hunt?" And I would tell people,
he went in the third.
Yeah, and I would tell people this though. I would tell people this. Well, he was going in the third because Spencer Ware tore the MCL week 3 of the preseason. So this is circa. This is the same thing. This motherfucker's not coming back.
The stars are aligning. Hey, look. Hey, in our
the stars are aligning.
Hey, now it's two people I know JD getting. Clyde and Robert Woods. I'm going to take them off my list. I don't want him. He's going to reach. Just
hey, I love Bobby Woods.
Hey,
shout out to Bobby.
Don't fall to me. Watch.
You know what's funny is I was going to throw... I actually, when I was writing the game script, I was going to do a Bobby Woods versus T.Y. Hilton, but I already knew, because of watching your guys' content, I knew that, like, you guys fuck with Bobby Woods to a degree, so it was like that would have been a no-brainer. I didn't put that in there. Yeah, I didn't.
But I can make an argument for Ty too, though.
Yeah, man. I mean, Ty's not that removed. He's not far removed from being the leading receiver. 1400. What was that? Granted, it was Andrew Luck.
With percent behind the helm. Now you give me a healthy Rivers with that offensive line.
Yeah,
like how we said with the the quickest release ever. With
but that was because of the pressure. That was because of the pressure.
Look, I'm telling you, Ty ain't nobody else over there.
Hey, I'm pouring up. Fuck that. I'm pouring up because I like this take.
Hey, look, Ty is he where he going right now? It's good to get him. But I ain't taking him over Robert Woods, though. The value on T.Y.
I wouldn't do it neither.
Right now. The value on
T.Y. is amazing Robert Woods neither. But I'm just making an argument that T.Y., he got the big playability, too, though. T.Y. be having them, and see, like how you said earlier in the show, Cuzzo, about the 40-yard receptions. T.Y. get them
all day.
His layups.
And here's the thing, too, is like, if you want to look at Phillip Rivers behind the bad line, Mike Williams, he led the league in the highest average depth of target, which was 22 yards. So,
wow,
that's Ty. Even though T.Y. Hilton and Mike Williams are different, like physically, they're still going to be used as the field stretchers. So, this might be the first time we see Phillip Rivers 5 and 7 step drop back.
Facts, without a doubt.
Hey, that might give him more time to think and study long, study wrong.
I love the isms.
Since you on the Colts, go ahead and talk about that.
Okay, so now let's go ahead on the JT money versus Swift. Okay, that's your guy. Let me hear it.
I mean, if we just going with Swift or Taylor, long term over the season, I would say Taylor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think Taylor, give me the money. Taylor. I mean, 6 all-time rushing. He took 3 years to get to 6,000. That tells me that he might be one of them.
That's a lot of yards.
You know what I mean? He might be one of them. You know, and
he might be one of them ones.
Swift coming. He was behind Chubb and Sony Michel. You know what I mean? But that Carrion's still there. Marlon Mack is still there. But Marlon Mack showed durability-wise, he wear down. Taylor might be that boy.
Hey, but Carryon was the same way too, though.
Yeah.
All the way back to college. All the way back to his collegiate days. That motherfucker was wounded. I love Carryon too.
Hurt. I like
but I think Carryon got to carry on. But still, if I was... How about this? I'll go next. Man, Jonathan Taylor, give me money.
And Swift going higher, a lot higher too.
Hey, have you ever looked at Indy's their run schedule? Like
Not
they're
yet.
when you look at the schedule against the run, like the defenses that they're gonna face, run defenses, they have the softest run schedule ever. These motherfuckers could eat
With the best O-line.
with the best O line.
And an
That's
agent
where
Q
I'm at.
and an
We all
agent
together
vet.
on that one. I ain't got to say too much more, bro.
Hey, and an agent veteran quarterback, they trying to just get to the playoffs and let him do what he do.
Thanks,
They're
bro.
just trying to run. So Marlon Mack could be serviceable too, though. Like if you know what I mean, in that sense.
No, without a doubt. They said
And
it
he's
was a
going
1-1.
late.
Yeah, they did say that though. They did do the
It
one
was
two,
a
the 1-2.
You know what I mean? But when you invest that, I think that was their first pick of the draft was Jonathan.
It sure
Taylor,
was.
Not to be mistaken.
It
on
sure was
Kenyon
because,
West,
well, I
but
mean,
they
if
was
you
right
want to
there.
count our man's Buckner, man, shout out to Buckner. He got the bag. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Because that's what they did. They didn't trade it out. You know what I mean?
Facts,
But their first actual pick, yes, was
Right.
JT.
A
JT
high
money.
investment, bro. They went to go get that boy. Cuzzo said he hit for 6 thou wow in 3 years. You do the math. That's 2,000
To a year.
But look though,
That's
was
a
in
lot.
college,
That's
my
hella
G.
much.
He's doing it behind Quentin Nelson, the big mauler, and everybody else on that line.
Hey, listen
on,
too,
man.
bro.
My only thing that scares me about Taylor,
Mac.
no, not Mac. It's just that high. I
Oh,
had,
them fumbles?
no, It's I got burned by my third round rookie running back.
Oh, yeah.
That's where Taylor goes.
You
You
can't
ain't
grab
lying.
him there.
And redraft.
Let's
that's
stay on
it.
the cheap.
Yeah, Montgomery, Monty.
I'm gonna keep it a
Let's
buck
stay on
on
the
the
cheap.
playmakers, bruh.
Yeah.
I've been burned. I've been burned by Aaron Rodgers, drafting him high twice. He broke his collarbone twice.
Ugh.
And then I've been burned by Royce Freeman and
Oh, I did the same thing as
and
you
David
in
Montgomery in the
2018.
third round.
I did the same thing, Brody. I was on Freeman. I was on the
That's like
Rolls
getting-
Royce. The Rolls
That's like
Royce.
getting burnt by the same chick.
By the same chick. She got the best ever, but she done ooh.
Oh man! All right. Check this out. We're gonna close this thing out by having a nice little discussion about how we should approach rookies. So, due to the goddamn Corona Cafrona, the goddamn COVID-19, god damn it, with the offseason we had, and these rookies not having, OTAs and goddamn, now we are in training camp and we're not going to have preseason. How are we viewing these rookies? Like, are we taking a step back by any means? Are we being more cautious? I mean, I know Clyde Edwards-Helaire in this conversation is like with the Damian Williams opt-out news. He might not, he might be the exception to the rule because he's the only one who's not out of value. But like, what's the approach, gentlemen?
Man, mine flopped with the news today. With all the news and the players out there now. Before, I would say that the rookies are going to suffer, specifically the wide receivers. But now, I'm like, the rookies is the only ones that's going to play because all these agent vets are out.
Oh, I love that perspective. Okay, continue.
That's it. Shit, that's it right there, man. The rookies is ready to
Yeah,
go.
they're gonna have to play a key. They're gonna have to play a key part. But like how we see, during the past though, only certain receivers break out in their rookie year. That's why I was high on McLaurin earlier in the show. You know
say
what I mean?
that.
Shit like that.
That part.
So it just depends on what rookie I'm going for and whatnot. And it ain't really too many rookies that's going too high like that though.
There really ain't though. There really
On
ain't.
everything.
On
You know
receivers
what I mean?
for sure. There
But I
isn't.
take a flyer on Judy. I take a flyer on
CD.
CD.
Yeah.
Later on in the round, later on in the draft or something like that.
Or as I like to call them, lamb chops. You know what I'm saying?
Lamb chops on everything. Hey, we got one of our homies, one of our relatives named a lamb chop that we call out here
Hey,
too.
you know
Okay.
what's crazy?
Hey, big up to the homie lamb chops. You
Shout
know?
out to lamb
Big
chops.
up to the rally.
You know what's crazy too?
What's that?
Like as far as with the rookies go, see, I always draft the rookies the same way. This is how my strategy has been for a long time. I'm always a wide receiver heavy dude, So I'm usually have one star running back, and then I'm always looking for that other one.
Yeah.
Well, you go back to the Doug Martin, Melvin Gordon, Josh Jacobs last year. I always get a rookie.
Kerryon Johnson the year before.
You know what I mean? I always David Johnson, but I ended up dropping him. But long story, whatever. Fuck that, right?
Yeah,
Or as I like to say, long story longer.
I dropped him that year when he was getting a touchdown. He was getting a touchdown off kick returns and shit. I definitely dropped him. And Wood won a championship.
Well, you know what? Because he had CJ2K there, though. You know what I mean?
But see, that's how I deal with rookies.
Hey, didn't CJ2K get shot that year?
Oh, man. Right.
He had some shit like that happen, right? I know he got injured. Oh, actually, now I remember. He injured his collarbone, but it was because in the offseason he got shot in the collarbone.
Right.
And the bullet fragments was still in that joint. So when he got hurt, it was David Johnson time. All right, how about this? So Keyshawn Johnson got the COVID, right? But, bruh, I was so on Keyshawn Johnson this year. Like being a value. Yeah, over Rojo. I mean, listen, now I don't mind getting Rojo because where he's going, and then I'll grab Keyshawn also. You know what I mean? Like, because Keyshawn, like, here's the thing, bro. Like, Rojo can't pass protect. But if you want to buy into any of the off-season joints, Rojo put on like 15 pounds of muscle mass, so he's up to like 225. He's been catching balls out of the jug machine.
Yep.
He's right, so because he's working on his passing chops. But coming out of college, I like to comp, and hear me out here, fellas. You might appreciate this. I comp Keyshawn Vaughn to Frank Gore, not the type of physical specimen, but skill set wise. Like Frank Gore was good at everything. He wasn't great at one thing at all.
He did everything good.
Yeah, and that's what Keyshawn Vaughn is.
And availability is your best ability.
Yes, and now with Keyshawn Vaughn getting the COVID, if he can come back and his lungs are okay, he's going to be an extreme value. And I'll go ahead and grab Rojo where he stays at 6th, 7th round. And I'll go ahead and get Keyshawn wherever he falls to. I'm pretty sure he's going to fall into the double digits because people are so afraid. Like when they hear COVID.
This is the year of the handcuff for sure.
For sure. Say that again.
If I got a running back or specifically a running back in them rounds, I'm gonna make sure I
say that again.
The handcuff. If I got a quarterback in the late rounds, I'm gonna make sure I got two. Period.
No, without a doubt.
That part.
Just with the Rojo and the Vaughn situation in that type of offense. You want at least a share of that offense, big
yes.
Rap. And Rojo and Keyshawn going.
They're the cheapest
8,
ones.
9, 10 round, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're the cheapest joints in that joint.
Facts, big bro. You want at least one share, and if that motherfucker boom, it's gonna boom big because we see what Brady do with the running backs coming out the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt, the track record is there. We ain't even got to drop no names.
Here's why I bring up the fact that Rojo was catching them balls out the jug machine because in this whole COVID shit, he went and moved to Arizona and lived with his trainer, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, and here's the thing is Rojo, this is why I was beating the Keyshawn Vaughn drum before he got the COVID because I was like, Tom Brady will flash on the motherfucker. If you ain't pass protecting, and Keyshawn Vaughn he's a fairly graded pass protector. Same way Jonathan Taylor is versus a Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack, terrible at pass protection. You know what I'm saying? Even if they do the 1-2 punch over there, all we really need is Jonathan Taylor to get like 15 carries. You know, he's a one-cut runner. Behind that line, now you
Behind
go.
That line,
and here's the thing, low key, when it comes to a run blocking, you know, they were a top 10 team in run blocking, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The only thing is that they didn't really have a running back to speak for. I mean, but we do remember Peyton Barber. You know what I mean? Peyton Barber, lightweight, was a flex motherfucker. He was.
Hey, I had Peyton.
Hey, shout out to Peyton Barber, right?
On my roster last year, bro.
Shout out to Peyton Barber, bro.
I did.
Dart throws.
Yes, but.
And I had him starting too at some games where he boomed.
And I will say this though, Bruce Arians is gonna hone in on one running back eventually, because that's his style.
See what he did with DJ.
Yes,
for sure.
Bruce Arians was in Pittsburgh, bro.
I'm with y'all.
He was there with the
for sure.
100.
Share that offense.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. This episode was not only extremely chock full of value, but also and chock full of the isms. But man, I am turned, and I knew I was gonna get turned on this show. I'm turned in a motherfucker.
I'm gonna take
a
shot to end the show, man.
I'm gonna take a shot with you, bro.
Sure.
I'm gonna take a shot with you, Brody. I just lit the rest of this backwood. All right, I picked up the show sheet like we had more. Okay, actually, one more thing. Let's take the shot real quick. Hold on.
Fella.
The fella. All right. So we'll go around the horn, and let's sound off a rookie that we are zeroing in on. I mean, I know we're on leagues. We're gonna be in a league together. You know what I'm saying? But I don't play scared, so I don't care about telling. But telling about who I'm zeroing in on, and then we'll probably take Clyde Edwards-Helaire out of this scenario, right? And I'll pop it off. I just mentioned him. I'm zeroing in on Keyshawn Vaughn, even if I don't got a Rojo. I know Keyshawn Vaughn's value is only gonna drop. I mean, his ADP is gonna drop, and to me that value, and I'll be willing to hold on to him. I'm looking at some Keyshawn Vaughn.
I'm gonna go with Taylor because Clyde. I ain't gonna be able to afford Clyde. I'm gonna go with Taylor. I'm looking for Taylor to be my Miles Sanders of last year for anybody who held on to him.
I fuck with it.
Man, I got to go against the grain, man.
Let's go.
Go running back.
Ayuk.
Justin Jefferson.
Ooh. And he got the COVID too, so he's gonna be really late.
It's okay. He's coming back with a vengeance, and that's
for not drafted that high.
Hey, he might fill in he might fill in. Okay,
season.
How about
I wanted
this?
the Niners to get him.
I wanted him too, bruh.
Hey, even though Ayuk is nice, Justin Jefferson is that boy.
Hey, you ain't lying, bruh. And because we needed a slot guy, because Jefferson shines out of the slot. That's the one thing.
He does it all. Oh my goodness.
He sure does it all, but his production, a lot of the eyebrow raising plays to me was him out of the slot, and I'm wondering, I'm curious how they're gonna use him.
Yeah,
because Thielen is he's a slot guy.
And then you got Dalvin Cook. We don't know his situation. If he comes in and commands targets,
okay, what's your temperature?
Huh?
Okay, no, continue. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you
off. I'm just so high on Justin Jefferson this year. I got one thing. If he do sit out from the COVID for a minute, I had a situation where
and it ain't gonna be that long too.
Facts.
Yeah.
I had a situation where my boy Ryan, shout out to Ryan, where I lost in our main league, the ALB in the championship.
Big up to Ryan.
He waited for Odell Beckham his rookie year. He waited for Odell Beckham his rookie year. I can see Jefferson coming in, dominating in that Kirk Cousins offense.
And Kirk Cousins one of the most accurate. He's one of the most accurate.
Let me tell you what's so crazy one more time before we leave.
Drop it, cousin. He goes,
chime in.
Nah, fuck that, right? So I ain't been grabbing Jefferson in none of the mock drafts we do weekly, right?
But in real drafts,
think about it, JD ain't grabbed him either. Hey, he been on him in the back pocket like me. He don't want to talk about him. We can't be robbing.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
That. Here you go, right now, man.
He's like, let me write this down.
Smoke screen.
Hey, you know what's crazy too, bro? Is like I remember we were covering the draft. We were covering the NFL draft, and I wanted Jefferson there. And when we got Ayuk, I kind of scratched my head. I scratched my head at first, but then with Shanahan, he'll pound the table for his guys. I just hope that this doesn't scream, Williams. Remember what was his name?
Roy Williams.
No. Remember the running back that Shanahan had pounded the table for a couple years ago.
In the Redskins?
Nah, is he in the Redskins now? No, this is with the Niners. With the Niners, he a couple years ago, it was the
boy from Oregon?
Damn, it was Wilson. Fuck. You know what? Fuck it. Scratch that. Actually, I don't want to be inaccurate right now because I've had a few.
Talking about, though.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
He just went with his guy and he shit.
Yeah, and I'm hoping Ayuk, because Ayuk right now could walk into a role. Granted, how about this? Remember when we had before we traded out of our first pick, before we grabbed
Solomon. When we got Solomon.
No. When we this year. When we
wanted CD, huh?
Yeah, I sure did. I was thinking fantasy wise. But even though in hindsight, I love what we did because we replaced. We basically got Buckner 2.0 when Kim lost
at a cheaper rate.
Yes. Because shout out to Buckner, you got the bag. We couldn't give you that bag. We gave it to Armstead. We couldn't give you that bag.
That boy got Aaron Donald money. Aaron Donald just placed at the top 3 NFL 100. Buckner was top 50.
I definitely follow you with the if you worried about Ayuk. He drafted him for his big hands and his yards after catch was crazy. He was top in college for sure. So he's seasoned. You know what I mean, with the JUCO. So he come right into that. Just like Devo, they like them seasoned guys. Which Jefferson is seasoned too. But Devo was 4 years in, so I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to definitely trust the process. And I will say this, though. CeeDee Lamb, I like CeeDee Lamb because he comped to, like physically, like size-wise, length-wise, he comped to Nuke Skywalker. You know what I'm saying? His skill set, I comped him to Michael Thomas with the contested catch rate, catch radius, percentage, all that, right? But Ayuk, you know what I'm saying? This motherfucker... He got an 80-inch wingspan as well. You know what I'm saying? He got the contested rate too. So he grabbing it where we throwing it at, which is right there in a hole.
And that's what Jimmy does. Jimmy put the ball where it need to be. Sometimes it might sail a little bit, but
I'm not mad at Jimmy, bro. I'm not mad at Jimmy, bro. I like Jimmy, bro.
Facts.
I don't like people shitting on Jimmy.
We're going to have to do a Niner episode, man.
Yeah, we finna.
This is a fire one right here, though, man. I definitely appreciate you for letting
us. Man, I appreciate you too, bro.
You done threw us the oop, big bro. Real talk. Shout out to the Playmakers for throwing us this oop, man. On everything, big bro.
Man, I appreciate y'all existence. You know what I mean? Like, the game needs y'all. The game needs y'all. You know what I'm saying? All right, so now we're going to close this thing out. One more time, go ahead, let them know where they can find y'all.
Man, at Heart2Start Kev on Instagram. That's me. Easy. Heart2Start Kev with the 2 in the middle.
Mine's is Guccini JD, man, at Instagram. But also, man, me and Cuzzo, we run the Instagram at the Heart2Start Fantasy Football Podcast. And then tap in, like Big Brad said, on the YouTube, man. You know what I mean?
Subscribe. These motherfuckers got the isms. Like, and you know what, Playmakers? Don't be shady. Because a lot of times when motherfuckers, they find something like a diamond in the rough, they don't want to share it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
That's big.
They be like, man, they start getting all these isms. They want to keep it to themselves. You know what I mean? And even if that's the case, it don't matter as long as y'all subscribing to these boys, these men right here, these gentlemen. They're generals in the game. These motherfuckers. You going to war like we all going to war. You're gonna want these motherfuckers calling shots. And when you know what I'm saying, like I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to say, I'm saying though.
That's big.
You feel me? And Playmakers, you know what time it is. Go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit that notification. On the GMM network and on the Heart2Start podcast channel on YouTube. Drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? And man, hey, they're gonna be yelling Heart2Start podcast, give me money. That's what they're gonna be saying.
Give me money. Don't do them like that.
Hey, there's a lot.
Sir.
Hey, there's more than enough out here in the world. We ain't never stepping on nobody's toes when it comes to this content.
Nothing but
this shit is like the marijuana community. It's all love everywhere.
You ain't lying. We matching.
You know, that's it, man.
You know what I'm saying? And also, Backwoods, give me money. Hennessy, give me money. Tito's, give me money.
Run it.
You know what I'm saying? Run it. Run it up. For sure, my brothers. Thank you.
Thank you, big bro. Thank you to the Playmakers. One love, bro. Off top. That CP3 to play Griffin, that ooh, bro. Real talk.
All love. I'm going to cut this thing off. Give me 1 second.